I'm back with a brand new book unboxing as you watch my books get higher and higher. Hey baby, come over there. Let's see what we got. Lord of the Flies. So if you've watched a few other of my videos, you know that I'm trying to read like the classics. Afterward by Lois Lowry. I love Lois Lowry. I read Number Our Stars in high school. Not high school, it was middle school. Oh my gosh, it's like one of my favorite books. It's about the Holocaust, but but it's such a good book. It's so great and I love it. Anyway, Lord of the Flies. This is a tall book. It's probably the tallest book I've ever owned. Anyway, small font. I know people that read this for school and they had to do papers and stuff on this. I never read it. Anyway, this is Lord of the Flies by William Golding. Did you read it? Did you like it? I am excited to read it. At the dawn of the next world war, a plane crashes in an uncharted island sitting a group of schoolboys. I know that it's a bunch of little boys on an island or boys on an island. That's all I know. I know that there's a lot of, I think it gets dark, but I've never seen anything about this or read anything about this. I love you, Lois Lowry. Lois Lowry is a two-time Newbery medal-winning author of Number the Stars, The Giver Quartet, and oh yeah, she wrote The Giver as well. In case you didn't know, if you've seen the movie The Giver, that's her baby. I just really like Number Our Stars. But The Giver was amazing, and I need to read the other 3 books. I just don't know which order they're in, and I keep forgetting about it, but The Giver was really good too. Anyway, this is not about Lois Lowry, who I love so much. This is about Lord of the Flies. Okay, this will be a shorter read too, like 200 pages. It just feels thicker. I think it's because of the size. Let me read a little bit. Chapter 1, The Sound of the Shell. The boy with fair hair lowered himself down to the last few feet of rock and began to pick his way towards the lagoon. Though he had taken off his school sweater and trailed it now from one hand, his gray shirt stuck to him and his hair was plastered to his forehead. All around him, the long scar smashed into the jungle was a bath of heat. He was clambering heavily among the creepers and broken trunks when a bird, a vision of red and yellow, flashed upward with a witch-like cry, and this cry was echoed by another. Hi, it said, wait a minute. The undergrowth at the side of the scar was shaken, and a multitude of raindrops fell pattering. Wait a minute, the voice said. I got caught up. The fair boy stopped and jerked his stockings with an automatic gesture that made the jungle seem, for a moment, like the home countries. The voice spoke again. I can hardly move with all these creeper things. The owner of the voice came backing out of the undergrowth so that the twigs scratched on a greasy windbreaker. The naked crooks of his knees were plump, caught and scratched by thorns. He bent down, removed the thorns carefully, and turned around. He was shorter than the fair boy and very fat. He came forward, searching out safe lodgments for his feet, and then looked up through the thick spectacles. Where's the man with the megaphone? The fair boy shook his head. This is an island. At least I think it's an island. That's a reef out in the sea. Perhaps there aren't any grown-ups anywhere. The fat boy looked startled. There was that pilot, but he wasn't in the passenger cabin. He was up in front. The fair boy was peering at the reef through screwed-up eyes. All of them other kids, the fat boy went on. Some of them must have got out. They must have, mustn't they? The fair boy began to pick his way casually as possible toward the water. He tried to be offhanded, not too obviously uninterested, but the fat boy hurried after him. Aren't there any grown-ups at all? I don't think so. The fair boy said this solemnly, but then the digit of a realized ambition overcame him. In the middle of the scar, he stood up on his head and grinned at the reversed fat boy. No grown-ups! The fat boy thought for a moment. That pilot. The fair boy allowed his feet to come down and sat on the steamy earth. He must have flown off after he dropped us. He couldn't land here, not in a plane with wheels. We was attacked. He'll be back all right. The fat boy shook his head. When we was coming down, I looked through one of them windows. I saw the other part of the plane. There were flames coming out of it. My country accent came out so easily just now. He looked up and down the scar. And this is what the cabin done. The fair boy reached out and touched the jagged end of a trunk. For a moment, he looked interested. What happened to it? He asked. What's it got to now? The storm dragged it out to sea. It wasn't half dangerous with all them tree trunks falling. There must have been some kids still in it. He hesitated for a moment and spoke again. What's your name? Ralph. Okay, interesting. I do like the way that it began. Interesting. We got Susan Collins, Stephen King. Both of them have reviews on the back. I'm gonna say the Lois Lowry thing. Suggestions for further exploration? Afterward by Lois Lowry. Okay, I'll read it later, but what is this? Suggestions for further exploration. Readers who are interested in stories similar to Lord of the Flies will most likely think of books like The Hunger Games, novels where other groups of young people find themselves caught in a terrifying struggle to survive. But simply linking Golding's novel to a young adult YA dystopian so won't allow readers to consider the full range of questions this book is asking. Lord of the Flies is not only about survival, it's also about the human capacity for evil, for savagery of groups, fear of the other, and the breakdown of the social order. With the right pairings, readers can explore complexities of human nature as well as issues in our current world. Cool! So it's like Book suggestions. Darkness of the Human Heart. Oh, okay. So it's exploring those interesting things. So we have Darkness of the Human Heart, fiction, Charles Noy. You, Harper Teen 2010, Stephen Kuhn, Delicate Monsters, St. Margaret Griffin 250. That's cool. Oh, that's so cool. Man, I need to do this for my own books when the system breaks down. That's so cool. So it like lists other books you can read that include the motifs of this book. That is amazing. Okay, I can't wait to read this. I'm excited. And I hope you read it too. Go check it out. If you read it, let me know what you think in the comments. Hopefully I'll read it soon and I will have a book review for you. So I'll see you then, I guess. Thanks for watching. See you in the next one.